I'm back after months of silence, bad mental health, lack of interest in playing. Today I'm in Starlight Shores with continuation of my Legacy challenge, which is my attempt at finishing The Sims 3 in order of pack releases. In the previous episode, I've set up the neighborhood, aged up some Gen 7 to 13s, fixed the game and started 2 out of 3 showtime careers with Taylor and Peter. In this episode, I'm planning on developing their careers until at least 5th level and starting at 8th generation, even if it's technically done but Taylor doesn't acknowledge his daughter. I'm aiming to release an 1 hour long episode, but to do this, I have to record enough footage and be entertaining at the same time. My initial video went from 8 hours to like 1 hour 20 and you'll get the final result. I'd like to buy a reward for performing, but he's not achieved anything significant. First of all, you have horses to take care of. You don't need a car. Second of all, enjoying the smell of a junkyard dog? Are you addicted to barn sitting? Peter broke up with Keli when I was playing with the girls. I lost count how many times. He wants to go on a date with her even if that particular one refuses to be fulfilled. I've heard whoever might be guilty, but it's not a deal breaker for me. We can just say he wants her back. Definitely not because she's like the only free and conventionally pretty citizen. Taylor is the romance hero or Roberto. Roberto is our distant relative last name from Appaloosa Plains. As he got recently promoted, I have to go back again and do his outfit. Peter gets ready in the meantime. He can afford to take her to a fast food establishment despite her favorite food being fish. I will repeat myself in this episode, but I like and hate restaurants at the same time. I like them when they can be a distraction for Sims. I hate them when I want to focus on a Sim and appreciate their relationship. Taylor is exhausted for no reason. If he worked out, it would be seated. I put the hot tub at some places to make them more crosspack compatible. So many cities, but Showtime has other entertainment means. It's like nightlife light. Juanita and Chuck got divorced when I wasn't playing, but no one moved out and now he wants to get remarried. They are too experienced for a huge party, so do it at home. And because engagement gets kinda boring after a while. When it was recorded, About by Sweet Simmer hasn't been released yet. You can buy just 2 books from generations ago. Candy was basically writing fanfics for a living. The first book is a motivational one. Second one is her taking out her frustrations at the random band for being more popular than her favorite 21 Savages, and their name being unrelated to the subject. So Taylor got in a quick romance with her. But it's not Alabama, so we stop it before it goes too far. Luke is expecting another child, so his sister doesn't have to.
Oh no! Anyway.
I have a headcanon that he's extremely anti-vegan. What's the most sinister sounding coffee without any soy? Chuck is usually a writer, but he burned out and became a fanboy. Taylor is looking for people to work it out on a remix. She's like top celebrity and she should make space for up-and-coming talents. No table interactions and I miss them. They have no energy for a loud party. Private ceremony is enough for them. No wedding cake today. We get a wedding pizza. If you think of it, pizza is just a savory cake. Both are rounded dot no wedding cake. We get a wedding pizza. If you think of it, pizza is just a savory cake. Both are rounded dough made from a mix of flour, spices, liquid and eggs. The only difference is the add-ons, but even now it's the grey area with pineapples. It was 3 gens ago, get over it. His first show of this episode with the background masters. Robe Slayer performs at the cafe with the clothes off. He can't afford to get dressed and has to show you how broke he is. Starting from the bottom, by the way. Starting from the bottom, not the whole team fucking here. Some people are tuning in. If I was trying to do my homework at a concert, I would fuel myself with rage from all of the noises. He must be desperate to pass. No, sell it! No! You were supposed to throw eggs at him. He won't forgive you, vegans ruining the show. At least he's a local favorite and quit the mixtape era. Now he can sell albums. 2 copies and it will chart on Symboard 20. Since the last episode, I finally managed to buy Town Life. The first time in 10 years, no clickbait. I usually bought one, skip next, etc. I wasn't interested in getting this at the time. Since I've lost my CDs and for some reason I had some of it already redeemed on another account that has only some part of free, I had to rebuy it to get it on my main. You know, EA sucks in that regard, but at least me buying free might get them a notice that some people are still playing it despite its flaws. The Town Life is the hardest to obtain. Usually it's either out of stock or it's at the original price. After months of waiting, I finally got it. In this segment, I'm looking at what's in the Town Life in the collection. I have to say I was sleeping on this one. This is how you do the pack integration. If this was The Sims 4, you would get it as a kit that requires you to buy the laundry pack or bust the dust. Here you don't need a store pack or ambitions to do the laundry. Back to the program. Time to kick off a debut album cycle. Still no money for a shirt. His brother's girlfriend is his first client, who doesn't want to pay a guy to sing them a song shirtless. On a bike, eco-friendly. Cars are for the upper class. Taxi costs 40 bucks per ride. I love the semi-supply system and how you can use products for meals. That's a huge trading between 2 and 3. One has a great thing that's not fully functional in the second one, and I'm aware of grocery mods for 2, but it requires me to do some work like build a lot for them to buy stuff or assign themes to do that. I haven't built the house and they can't swim. I think I have to remove the fence. Oh no, the pop-up has a very vulgar word in it. How I'm gonna make money? I wanna tell you how much I hate current censorship. I don't mind when people get creative with it, or let's say use words like unalive, Austrian painter, etc. It can make things more interesting when they are trying to find a different way to say something without sounding overly explicit. I'm only bothered by the fruit name being used as a synonym for a traumatic crime. But my point is, I have an unlimited amount of hate for beeping it out and word cutting. If you do that on YouTube, that's an automatic dislike for me, and I'm not giving them away like their candy. My point is, I have an unlimited amount of hate for beeping it out and word cutting. If you do that on YouTube, that's an automatic dislike from me, and I'm not giving those away like they are candy. Some YouTubers I watch from time to time have been censoring words like beer, alcohol, alcoholic, something sexual because it contains sex. I've even saw a video censoring lesbian, and it made me turn off the video from because I was too pissed to continue. When sexuality is a part of life that doesn't require any regulations. The worst thing is the content they create requires a minimal effort. Rant over. She's done it again. Peter is not as pretty and can sing. I cut off filler moments, but holding a cat is not one of them. Why his first album looks like it has the same cover as one of the Kanye West ones? I don't remember which one and I don't care to find out. Generic Sims free type glitch. Displeasure, I'm out. Don't cheat on your husband then. Local phenomenon. What level is that? They were naked, I'm not lying. Enjoy the censorship as long as it lasts. He can audition for Chris and he should accept the offer from a fellow Fabric member. Nope, level too low. How much money does he want? Behind the scenes. I have to wait until the lot loads. Usually won't include those moments, but I keep that one so you can see my game is not perfect. If I really wanted to, I could adjust the texture sizes. Room Slayer cosplays a priest and is not picky when it comes to enemies. He hates when kids come to places they shouldn't be in. The club is indeed child-free unless we talk about The Sims. Peter must be a huge Ariana Grande stan and I bet they are arguing who's the better pop star. Sadie is unimpressed by him. Buy her a drink. She's got cheating on her mind. We're back to Keli and her grandchildren. She's gonna plan your...
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
She's gonna plan her own funeral. Invite relatives, maybe some friends as well. It's so sad that Charlotte wants to befriend her mother. That's not home by her own choice. To remind you, Charlotte is a popular girl at school. Janet wants friends too, but they must be rich. Thankfully, she's in Starlight Shores. Not, I don't know, Lunar Lakes. For semi-rotational play, I guess I could make them gain driving skill faster. The perfect kit would be if they learned it in like 3 to 5 days, so around a year. If they gained the skill normally, no one would finish it before they age up. It means the funeral won't happen unless Charlotte decides otherwise. Since Erika is forever locked up for deleting Isaac without corruption, after Keli walks away, her second wife will take on the guardianship of the teens. Even if they don't respect her as a parental figure, they have no choice. Financial divide would be difficult and the remaining family members are uninterested in taking them. After the fact, I think Jennifer, their aunt, could move in, but whatever. Too little, too late. I have an unnecessary habit of overcaring. I love that TS3 community mind their business and no one complains about other people's gameplay choices. My weird thing is overcrowding places, so for now I play with camera zoomed out, which is unusual for me. My way is shaking it like it's milk, I mean drink. The best thing to come out of this funeral is an opportunity to talk to the family members we don't have time to keep up with, because everyone has their own life, realistic. Luke and Casey are the most interesting ones. Generations and Pet's generations are all elders or passed away. Janet took the character after her grandmother who died in the previous episode. To remind you, Hailey was the youngest of the 5 and was an evil general. Janet felt like skipping school just so she can make enemies with her classmate. She won, so she's happy. Karaoke's at the club, but I'm not feeling like building a separate lot for teens. At least they keep their hands off the bar. Charlotte is rebellious as well, but she will find a girlfriend. August is her friend and a potential match. I have to say it, I had an option on that hides the interactions if the target gender preference is different, but in that case it's more annoying than helpful. I can turn it off. She needs teen enemies too. Brittany doesn't care, as she's occupied with her phone. Too early for a smartphone, and we know she definitely would have one. Another case of the rabbit hole being handy. Janet found love as well. If mean people can, you can be loved too. For EA, it's a DLC content. For East Asian based games, it's a basic necessity. That's all I have to say. I hate we don't get many teen appropriate lots in free. Playgrounds are for them to sit. Clubs are too grown. University lots are in the wrong place. At the same time, at least we don't get my first adolescence expansion. She can't stand going alone to prom, as August rejected her, so she'll go with Hannah. They are technically related, but the game lets them to be romantic with each other. Just don't go too far and it's okay. I know what you're gonna say. I can't see anything, but I like it. Well, their first date is over. We forgot about it. Janet can stay and Latricia yells at her so the cops can see she's handling the guardianship. Pet sleeps on one side and you apparently can't do the same. I think she's got promoted, so that's why Chuck gets a visit. Definitely they don't talk about Sasha, who's technically his granddaughter. He forcefully cut off so his son can start off his career without any dirt coming out. Why did I kept the scene we've seen so many times? They keep wanting to sing and I forgot that other entertainment exists. Or I like their moves too much. Brittany names a star after her dad, Isaac. She rolled to be a scientist and that doesn't feel like her. She's more about technology, but this game doesn't have a right career for her. In this challenge I don't play with the custom ones, so she will probably be a hacker. It's not the time for IT to take off. Their place of choice to do the homework, I think I'll stop judging them. They barely have any relationship. No shit when they were raised by a narcissistic mother who's been using them as a safety net in case something goes wrong. All three of them have different personalities. Brittany is like nerdy scientific, Charlotte is the girly popular one, and Janet is the forgotten bitter sibling. BFFs. I despise them in two and they never disappear. That's what you get for being nice to your sister and cooking her hot dogs she loves. At least Latricia was able to save the situation. What are you doing? She's the mother of your forgotten granddaughter.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
I don't understand why they always have to sit on the floor to give homework help. Please sit down on a chair, be humble.
Why are you the way that you are?
At least Brit hears me. They can just go once in a while and spend thousands on groceries that will never spoil. If that worked like that in real life, it would be actually boring. As going out for shopping is very easy way to get out of the house.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Who needs enemies when Janet is your sister? Look at the routing. The limousine has parked too far from the house. They have to spend like more time to sit in than on the ride. The car is technically behind the mansion, but Sims aren't intelligent enough to get it. These are the last days she lives with them. At least she could smoke the stress out. I could go on and on, explaining why wants-based gameplay is an utopian idea, and this is one of the reasons. The only prank they want to do on neighbors is throwing eggs, even if you get 3 different things to do. Who does chicken dance at the prom? Brittany, I know, wouldn't care.
Oh no. Anyway.
Illegal drinking is on brand with Janet. I forget I could turn off the recording when my game is saving, but from the time perspective, I'm thinking I might have done it on purpose to tell you how long does it take for me. In this particular situation, it's around 3 minutes. Sometimes it might extend to 10, and that's when I start worrying. In the last episode, I had a suspicion there's something wrong with my game in that regard, and it made me track it. I recorded it like 5 times, even if once is enough and could save me a lot of time and space. So note for the future, turn off the recording. We know 3-minute ad break is fine. August and Brittany fell in love, but right after prom it just doesn't work. They are just shy about it. Look what I've discovered. Reshade has these shaders that can add moving clouds. I copied the settings to a preset I use and I can have them whenever I want. Wow. Brown is Brittany's color and so is the cake. Now it's time to grow up. Let's see the random outfit. I did not expect her to roll a party animal trait. I'm not planning a specific lifetime one for Brittany. If I could, I'd make her a professional hacker. I guess stealing is the closest thing to that. Anyway, time to style her. As an adult, she starts experimenting with dresses. She still needs glasses. For a swimming suit, I will use that one towel I downloaded and I thought of deleting, but it's merged so it can stay. Why she's stealing the entire cake? It's just a kid, don't be upset. Anyway, she's no longer needed, so she moves out. Charlotte will use that opportunity to invite Hannah. Their family ties are that their great-grandparents were siblings. I have a weird rule that they can't marry their first love ever. They are related, but I give them a pass because of that. They won't do more things together. She doesn't need money, and when it comes to the love life, I'm not forcing anything. If she finds someone, that's fine. If not, then she doesn't have to. Her true love is hacking. Now that Trisha's out, Brittany takes the initiative with drive lessons. She's not known for having a license. Sasha's room is still there, maybe we'll sell the furniture. All I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. It's not self-defense, 'cause I never knew of love. Well, I'm speechless. They've done it autonomously in front of a trash can. She won't bathe the dogs. I'm annoyed because she won't take them to the bathtub, or they refuse to go. They prefer to be stinky and give away fleas. After hours of fighting, I couldn't pass an occasion to take a photo. Erika's got a visitor in jail. 500 IQ plan. Raw Bajel. I had a dilemma who should stay with Chuck. Taylor solved this conflict by beating up his own dad. Peter will take the occasion and ask Kerry to live with him. He needs to sleep after a fight, and that's one of Nraas' features I like for realism, but it can get annoying. I haven't seen a woohoo like that in a while. It's just the box shaking. Woohoo Places tier list is coming up next. This is boring, so I can show you a trick with cutting your gore. He keeps some public lots, so he will sell them to afford a new house. He keeps some public lots, so we can sell them to afford a new house. It's not enough funds, so he's gonna go into debt. That's how he can justify overpricing his merch and selling his used underwear. Of course, the house comes from the internet. But at building and TA is just a little bit better. He gets a 13. Of course, the house comes from the internet. But at building and EA is just a little bit better. He gets a 30 minutes renovation to match his vibe. Purple color, animal based. You can watch the sped up version of it. I can't imagine a situation of you sitting down and watching this with no commentary. And there they come to ruin the good fun because standards. He met another singer at the festival. Let's make them to know each other as they will see each other later on different events. We know why they get along so well. Match characters. I use Stagger to see which public lots has people in it. I think it might add some lag, but I have no issue with it for now. They are both evil. He's in his real Christian rapper era. And the most unhinged outfit award goes to Lela. Now he's like a C-lister, maybe low B. It's a wrong idea, but it's something he could do for fame. Bonus point if he somehow convinces a random family member to join Rika in jail. You can tell by his font that this is a late 2000 game. I was planning a child-free life for her, but they've decided otherwise. Money discussion. Perfect timing. They are going to be together just for the public recognition and be in an open relationship behind the closed doors. Maybe some free woohoo. Guess who's back? That breaking at the scene. His number one stan is really cute. He knows he's a better singer than this one guy with worn out voice. So he does a competitive concert. He wasn't allowed to hit the stage. Standards. He has 2 fans at his next show just like me at this moment. There's a benefit to it. You can't get embarrassed if there's no one who would care. I said it, they are not forbidden. This is her third order. This guy wants one too. Who doesn't want a shirtless man sing for them? This family is a mess. Apparently Luke's ex-wife lives with them too. Did Keri broke up again? So many questions, so little answers. Okay, she's got a new boyfriend. I named their first daughter Remarried. The second one was named Sapphire, and what can I say? That's a really good name, even if I want to keep the country theme in their family. I will let it slide. They have no secrets. Their relationship is just a career booster. I almost called Keri, who's her roommate in the beginning, Karen. He's having a fling with Karen. Keri is the one requesting private concerts, nothing romantic about it. It was recorded back in like February. When my plan was to finish this generation before EA of Inzoi comes out, and I transfer all of my energy to that game. I was ready to roast his hairstyle, but thankfully I got it right. He's appropriating cops with the first outfit. He wakes up and his makeup artist paints him a scar, so in the interviews he can lie about having an accident leaving him looking like that. He's feeling pain, so he won't pay for a permanent one. The next one is him singing straight out of your shower in a purple wig. The third era symbolizes his music being AI generated when he forgets to give a flying duck about his fans. Oh my god, he's burning at the hair salon. To save him, I had to temporarily switch to a random guy who would put him out. By the way, is that safe? If it's water-based, it is, but usually you shouldn't treat humans with extinguishers. He's so kind to his stance. Lela finally met him in person. A really cool dude. I have this bug sometimes. I have him start a show and set up a stage beforehand. After I made the scenery, the concert starts as always. He just stands, no matter the interaction. Nothing changes. The only way I can stop the show is by resetting him. I think there's something wrong with the setup. Everything works fine at the default. How many times he can cosplay as cute ice cream dude? Yeah, a ghost story told by a famous singer at the park is the right use of free will. That's how the autonomy should work. Time to rebrand. Mercedes is unique on its own. So he wants to go further. Autonomy Part 2. Working out at the bar. With oversharing nature of their romance, a concert is the right place to get engaged. We are so in love! What time is this? Time to insult an elder. Lela's outfit is by rolls like some of the outfits I have in this game. Link in the description so you can see why she's pixelated. He had to visit his biggest fan and piece of her dad. Both have their bachelor parties. At this point, I think he's not even trying to act like he cares about being a professional singer. He can just stand on the scene, get paid, and all of his stands will eat it up. Drake is sweating nervously after this one. She's at the bar in her PJs, celebrating the last months of freedom. He was painting naked, that's why you get the window. Is the next expansion pack after they add cars and the rest of things people asked for called The Sims 4 Fighting Together? If the answer is yes, Taylor is a beta tester. It didn't happen in Twinbrook, but it did in Starlight Shores. No one got hurt this time, but when I played privately as a teen, it was happening more often. One of the best game features, if you ask me. In order to get married, I prepared the beach with necessary equipment. It ended up being a little renovation, they don't need to exercise. I kept my attention away from the girl, and Charlotte is an adult now. As you can tell, she works in music. I'm keeping it simple. Pink, girly outfit. Everyone's invited, mostly family. Just before the wedding, he met with Lela, who's now pregnant. Obviously, the child is his. The Generation 8 is officially coming. Finally, we can get married. I wonder how they will make it work. Just pretend to exchange rings and not officially register? Then hope crazy fans won't expose you for lying? We have a first cake on the second wedding in this episode. He walked to the second part of the beach to sit down and eat. This place sucks for wedding. They chose it because of amazing landscape. Karen, don't be Karen the wedding destroyer. Baby can come out at any time, so let's celebrate it with a show. He's now clean and married. A tough decision. If he claims him, then he's gonna admit to cheating. If he doesn't accept, then he won't be in the family tree like Sasha. Let's take him for the drama. The game named him Frederick. My first idea was to name him with a symbol, but the game won't let me do it. Another one was a pet name, but I think it's too far. I have name ideas for remaining Gen 8 kids after a long my first idea was to name him with a symbol, but the game won't let me do it. Another one was a pet name, but I think it's too far. I have name ideas for remaining Gen 8 kids. After a long research, I've decided to keep Frederick as his second unofficial name. His first name is Alpha. Let's pretend he calls him a Greek letter. She asked his wife for the encouragement. That's it for the second part of my Showtime telepathy. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making this video. In the third and final part, I'm going to focus on growing up the 8th generation and slowly preparing for the supernatural, as it's the perfect time to do so. Stay tuned, as it might be the longest one yet. I won't stop until Showtime is done. So, bye, see you back.